Joker. Dark movie. Not necessarily a bad thing, but something to be aware of. Big surprise in an R-rated movie about one of the most famous villains of all time. I know. The Good. Beautifully shot, captured a vaguely 70s, 80s Gotham exquisitely. Joaquin Phoenix is a star, as I've already said. He makes you feel a lot of different things, unique things not captured by other Jokers. He makes you uncomfortable. The score is phenomenal, very present. At times it doubles in volume and consumes the scene. And it's a dark film. It makes you wince a bit. The finale is epic while still paying off what the movie sets up and the tone and feeling appropriate in universe. Cons. It's a dark film that makes you wince a bit. People had problems with Wolf of Wall Street for glorifying excess. I didn't, but people could have the same problems here with what this glorifies. I don't. It's slow to get started and it feels like it's rubbing your nose on a particular point, and by the end I found myself thinking, I get it, let's go. But then it went. It does borrow things from better films, and as amazing as Joaquin is, he lost me a couple times. End of cons. It's inventive, it's new for today, and that it'll remind you of other movies, but not much has come out like it recently. My favorite thing is that while some might say an origin for the Joker ruins the Joker, a lot of it is left vague enough to just be another story he tells his victims before they die. So there's 60 seconds on Joker. You're probably wondering why I didn't mention the controversy. My new thing is pretty much this. If controversy starts before a movie's release, I assume it's contrived. I'm not diminishing anyone's opinions, I'm just tired. This movie is less violent than the majority of well-reviewed R-rated films from the last 5 years. There's 2, maybe 3 bloody scenes, and the violence is on par with most of what we see these days. Even if Joaquin lost me here and there, he's still by far the best thing happening in the movie. You feel pity to fear to, I shouldn't think this is cool, it's bad and he's bad, but I'm kinda thinking badass bad guy in my head, but I feel a little guilty about it. I think Todd Phillips and Joaquin's portrayal forced you to walk that line of, I'm sympathetic, but also, no, that's a step too far. I can't relate. I don't know that anyone could really relate to his specific situation, which is what makes the Joker a special character. Ready, in 5 seconds, I'm gonna say the most pseudo-spoilerish thing, so don't watch if you want to be totally blind, but no specifics, and also I'll drop the subtitles. But very early on, we established some mental illness, which can be icky, but it's always been lying underneath, or at the top of Joker anyway. But that's established, and then we find out quickly that we have an unreliable narrator, which I find to be a perfect fit for not totally ruining the Joker as a character. Was it all in his head? The movie doesn't actually ask that or even leave it open-ended, but enough stuff happens that you could question to say this was just some elaborate origin fantasy. You'll see some of it coming. Some of it is telegraphed, and other things you think, oh, this is definitely in his head. It's actually not, but it works for the Joker. End pseudo-spoiler. I like this movie. I might love it in a week or two the more I think about it. It unsettled me. It's not like it's the first bad guy origin story. Falling Down, Taxi Driver, Seven comes to mind. You're just a little off kilter after. And it's made worse or better depending on your perspective that Joaquin is real. He feels real like 95% of the time. Either way, it's a well-made film through and through and wraps up the beginning of the Joker story really well. That's about it. I'm not sure if I'll do an everything great about for this movie. I'll have to think about it. But in other news, this week turned into not a week off because Get Out Part 2 went from like 7 or 8 minutes to 15 minutes, so it's just a normal week that I then threw another video on top because I'm smart. S-M-R-T, smart. And due to scheduling, I can't take next week off, so the week after, maybe? Love your faces because now I'm Philip DeFranco. It's okay to be smart. What up, invaders? Peace out. I'm going to bed.